Welcome back to Matchday Live. Chelsea have got what they came for, 3 points secured and a big step towards a top four place as well. I mean, Zach, we never make it easy, do we? It's never easy. It's never a runaway, but 3 points, good win, and against a very good West Ham side. It's a good afternoon's work.
It's the Tuchel way, mate. It's hard, I think, as a football fan to feel safe with a 1-0 lead, but time and time again, it keeps happening. Defensively, we are so good. There were some really good performances out there as well today. Mason Mount, one of them. Timo Werner, he should have probably scored a second goal. Get onto that maybe later on. Jorginho was really good. The whole back line. Aspilicueta, bless him. He looked knackered coming off at the end, but he up and down that right flank. Ben Chilwell, really good game as well. I think Ben's actually got under the radar recently. He's kind of, I think when he first started playing that left wing back position, he might have found it a little bit hard, but recently has really understood the role and taken it. But a really good look. All we said at the beginning is we need to take 3 points. It could have been 3-0, but it was 1-0, and we'll take that.
There's a lot of teams. I mean, West Ham have only lost one game at home in 2021. So it's a big achievement to go there and get 3 points, and also start to maybe make a little bit of a gap. 3 points clear of now, 4 points clear of Liverpool. We've discussed how we've got the tougher running of us and West Ham. So today could prove to be pivotal.
Yeah, absolutely. It felt like a really crucial game. The fact that we got the win going into this tough round of fixtures, and hopefully that will give us a bit of a momentum and a massive confidence boost, because we were brilliant today. Yes, it was only 1-0, and as Zach said, it could have been 3-0, maybe 4-0 if we put all our play. But it's a win, and we'll take that and we'll run with it.
Absolutely, Jay. I'd like to get your opinion on the red card, actually, because I think all of us that we've seen the replays and not really sure what the rules are anymore, to be honest, to be able to comment fully on it. But from your angle, from your viewing, what did you see of the red card from Balbuena?
He knows what he's doing. He's a red card. I said in the commentary, I've been in that situation myself. You get the ball, and you want a piece of the man as well, and you take, and that's what you do. And under the current laws, the follow through is unnecessary. He knows what he's doing. It's a straight red for me. It's not even up for debate. What are your thoughts? Sorry, what's the general consensus?
See, because I think that's the general consensus is that we're not sure on intent. But obviously, you've played the game, so you'll know. Intent.
Oh, you do not land like that. He follows through. Whenever you put your foot through, I'm watching it now. If you watch, I'm watching it now. If you watch what he does, no one who takes a strike at the ball follows through with effort. It's an unnatural position. No other decision could come to. And I said early on when I first saw it, it's a straight red. It took a little bit of time. That's fine, as long as they come to the right decision. No mistake. Make no mistake at all. That is a red card, and they come to the right conclusion.
Yeah, I would have never. We were saying, weren't we, in the WhatsApp group? Oh no, I didn't see it like that. Then I guess it's the ex-pro thing of Lee coming on him. You've got that insight. I imagine that's what he was doing.
Well, I mean, not even that. I think if you just look at the way that his foot, once he goes through and he wins the ball, it's the follow through and the continuation. If that was his child, there would he have stood them?
I mean, when you put it like that,
I'm telling you now, there's no way he would have done that. He does not need to go through. So if he follows through, you watch, he kicks and then goes through. And I've been there, I've done it. I know what he's thinking. I
bet you've done it, Jay. Out of all of it, that's the one with the sun surprised me.
But then, guys, you got away with it. Now you can't. And I know. Let me tell you now, I know, and I'll be very surprised if there's many people that have played and done that don't recognise what he's done. But look, it's all about opinions.
See, this is what interests me. And obviously, we could do a full show on VAR, and no one wants to see that. But this is what I think most fans, as we are, would like to see: an ex-pro in with the VAR, because it does feel we don't understand how decisions are come to. And it's only if you've played the game at a top level that you do fully understand situations like that, because you can, intent's difficult to tell. It's difficult to tell. But if you've played the game, you understand the tells, you see the things like that. So that I think why from a fan's perspective would be very interesting for a former player to be in with the VAR to come to these decisions. Because I think the general consensus, like we've seen on social media and stuff, it's been mainly that they don't think it is a red card.
I'm surprised at that, I have to say. And I'm up here. I done I had an ex pro in front of me. He's gone now.
Chris Coleman.
Chris Coleman's over there. Yeah, I don't know what their view is. It'd be fascinating to know. But I mean, I think it's a red. I'm not the least bit surprised it was given, but it's a game of opinions, and that's what makes it so brilliant.
Well, I do want to pick your brain actually, Jay, because it's something you said in commentary about Thiago Silva's passing.
Yeah, there was a number of moments in the second half where it's when you see it, do you recognise it? And what he was doing, he'd done it 3 times in very quick succession. He played a quick first-time pass, or the first couple was first time, and he looks to penetrate. He looks to get in beyond their front line, and he'd done it really well. And it's about getting beyond. It's about setting up attacks, but also setting up an emotion, because when you're in a game like that we saw today in the second half, West Ham had to come out. West Ham had to show a little bit more. And I think when you're sat on the edge of your 18-yard box and you've got your defenders around you, I think it's very easy just to clear it, or very easy to overplay. But he was playing with purpose, and I felt there were 3 passes in particular where he's passed with intent to get us higher up the pitch, not just give the ball away, but get us higher up the pitch. But it was first time. Every time was first time. And it was just fascinating just to watch that and see that. And as I said in the commentary, that's the sort of thing that he's been brought in for.
See, that's the thing, isn't it, Abby? That's the thing that sometimes I think that feels like the game needs, is someone to all of a sudden just up the tempo and do things first time and quicken it, because it does feel like parts of this game, but Tuesday night against Brighton as well, it did feel like there wasn't that kind of urgency, there wasn't that tempo, and that's going to be so important, especially in the games where perhaps they are a little bit more tactical and you need to be able to switch it on and not get drawn into things.
Yeah, absolutely. Christensen did a couple of those long balls as well, I think, from memory, and that it just speeds up the play, doesn't it? And straight away you're back attacking. I think if we can do that more going forwards, hopefully we'll see more goals up on the board, which we all live for.
What we all do, but Jason Cundy doesn't, because he went 1-0 today. So good work, mate. Congrats on the play predictor. Well played.
That's just the only way to go under Thomas Tuchel, isn't it? 1-0. Isn't it the way to go?
Mate, if we win every game 1-0 to the end of the season, trust me, no one will complain. I completely. Zach, I want to talk to you about the man that got the goal today. Obviously, Timo Werner. We see it all the time, but his running in behind and his energy and his willingness to make those runs. Again, I think he'd be the first to admit, probably slightly disappointed he's not come away with more than one today. But in terms of effort and his approach, he's constantly making that option. He's constantly making the effort to make things happen. And when you've got such a willing runner, especially against a side like West Ham that looked like they were playing a bit of a high line today, to get in behind at times is key.
Yeah, Balbuena, Ogbonna, and Issa Diop, they had a rough time catching up with him as well. He consistently, the ball over the top continued to work time and time again, and he was always on it, and he was brilliant every single time. Look, that he should have scored 2 goals, 100%. It's a bad miss. But the thing with Timo Werner is he always gives his all. He always tries on that pitch. He always tries for Chelsea. And I think Jay made a good point at half-time about his touch and that can improve. And he's a player that can still improve, which is a good thing. And someone that I think next season will really kind of take it to that next level. Because you'd much rather a player making sure they get in the positions and getting these chances than not at all. And that's kind of the position that we are with Timo at the moment. But he was really, really good today, consistently giving an option to the midfield if they ever had to go long. And really just for that West Ham defence today, they must have felt knackered because they were always after him. And it's annoying. I think a lot of people probably, talk about that miss. And yes, okay, it wasn't great. But it's a shame because the performance was actually so good by him that he deserves better praise than what's probably been said.
Completely right. Jay, it feels like there was a perfect example of what Mason Mount does, which was the 94th or 95th minute when everyone else is tiring. All of a sudden, a little burst of energy, dances away from about 3 players and creates an opportunity for Tammy. I mean, again, we say this every single week, but it needs to be said because he's fantastic every single week.
Yeah, we're all in the same camp here. I don't think there was an outstanding performer today, but whenever it's a game like that, I always think, Mace played well again. That's that he does what he does. what do you want me to say? It's that. The thing with Mason as well. What I noticed when they went down to 10 men is how that he drew the game away from them. There was a shot where it went for a corner. He keeps hold of possession. It felt like quite a mature performance for him when he realised that we didn't want them to get out. And look, it was like I said, there wasn't an outstanding performance from any one individual today. It was about the team. It was about getting over the line once we got our noses in front, and that's what he did. But I mean, look, it's a team that needs Mason in it. Whatever the situation, whatever the competition, whatever the game, Chelsea's best side has Mason in it.
If the day ends in a Y, Mason Mount's probably played brilliantly. That's just genuinely how it goes. But Abby as well, I believe, and I believe this is correct, but it'll be his 100th appearance for Chelsea on Tuesday against Real Madrid if that happens. And you think of a player that 18 months ago, people were going, can he do it in the Premier League? He's only just come in. To have racked up 100 appearances in less than 2 seasons is phenomenal.
I think that's the thing with him, isn't it? He puts the shift in every single game, but just the amount he's improved this season is frightening, because he's going to go on to do more. And, because as Jason said, it was a very mature performance today. And, he leads by example. He makes the players around him better. You kind of forget he's still so young and still learning a lot, isn't he? But he's just an absolutely brilliant player. And some of those long range shots today, if you can have that to his game, goodness gracious me, he is going to be a prolific scorer in the Premier League, isn't he?
Yeah, we are very, very lucky to have him. We really are. Little word as well, Zach, on N'Golo Kanté and Jorginho in the middle of the park today. I thought both of them control possession really well, especially, we flagged them before the game, but Thomas Souček and Mark Noble, two very good sort of, I'd say, well-seasoned operators in there. They're very, very, very good at dictating tempo of the game and slowing things down when they need to, being physical when they need to. And I suppose it's quite easy for teams to get overrun when you've got a pairing in the middle of the park like that. But Jorginho and N'Golo Kanté today were absolutely superb as usual.
Oh, of course, yeah. Jorginho continuously does what Jorginho does. He's so good at evading West Ham's press, and they were pressing a lot at times in that second half, and he was fantastic. Just making the simple pass, like instead of making a risky pass down 40 yards when we're 1-0 up, instead send it to the left centre back, then back to him. It's always going through him, and then Kanté just. Superlatives. There aren't enough superlatives in the world to describe him. Honestly, everything he does, like even in the 90th minute, he's making a lot, or like the 85th minute, he's making another run from his own box to their box. And if the ball was a bit better, then it's another goal opportunity there. He's so fit, and he's one of the best midfielders in the world. And yeah, we again are so lucky to have him.
If you could bottle, Abby, what N'Golo Kanté and Mason Mount have in terms of energy, just share that around the dressing room before every game, you'd win every running stat, but also I think you'd win every football match as well, because just the output that those two get alongside themselves would be. It does feel, doesn't it? Like Zach said, the 95th minute for Mason, the 95th minute for N'Golo Kanté, they look as fresh as the first minute.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it, but I would love a piece of it, honestly. I go to the gym for half an hour and I'm a bit knackered, They're out there playing 90 minutes and still got some in extra time, it's in added time even. So, yeah, I mean, what phenomenal players, just up at the top of their game.
It really, really is scary, isn't it? And Jay, obviously, Real Madrid up on Tuesday, an easy next game of Real Madrid. Eden Hazard on the bench for Real Madrid today as it happens. So I imagine perfect timing for him to come back to full fitness. And obviously, it's going to be at Real Madrid's training ground, but nonetheless, a very special occasion. I suppose a next test as well for this Chelsea group.
Yes, and we've seen that Thomas Tuchel has taken on Jose, Ancelotti, Klopp, Pep, Simeone. They've all fallen, and let's hope another manager in Zinedine Zidane feels that as well. We're under no illusions. What kind of game over the 2 legs we're going to expect? I think it'd be very tight. I think it's a 50-50 call, this one. Very tough to call. But the way we're playing and defending right now, will have us all day long.
Absolutely right, and then Fulham straight off the back of it. So games coming thick and fast. Man City as well after the second leg of Real Madrid, and then I think a week after Man City we play the FA Cup final. So it really is scary, isn't it? It's scary at the moment. How many games are flat out with them? But
it is ridiculous right now. It's ridiculous.
I mean, like you said though, Jay, when you're going in with this amount of confidence, because you don't look like conceding, and we've said it all along. You'd rather go into any game feeling like that than going into thinking, well, we'll outscore them at least. If you go into any game thinking you're not going to concede goals, you're going to put yourself in a really strong position.
Got to score to beat us. That's it. You've got to score to beat us right now. And defensively, we're as good as anyone. If you take that West Brom game away, and I know it's difficult in the sake of conversation to do that, but that was an anomaly. Take that out of the equation. Look at Chelsea's defensive record. The goals that we concede or don't concede in the games he's been here. It's a phenomenal record. We are a very, very, very difficult team to beat.
7 games in 23 days, Zach. You ready?
Mate, strap me in. Strap me in. Oh, it's intense. It's intense. But I'm sure we've got the ball to do it.
Oh, absolutely. That's exactly it, isn't it? In terms of having the squad and being able to remote to that. Well, it's exactly what we're after at this point in the season. Let's go straight to Matt Davies-Adams, who is pitch side with Thomas Tuchel. Abby, we'll see you soon. You're going to have to shoot, so we'll see you soon. See you later.
Win, and we could have scored a second one and then maybe a third one. And maybe we should have, with Timo's chance, that would have been a good cushion and would have given us a lot of confidence. But still, we played a very strong first half. Second half, we were a bit passive, a bit too passive in the beginning, first 10-15 minutes, but then back in control. And we can absolutely rely on the guys and rely on our solidarity and the team performance against the ball is outstanding. Many ball wins, constantly working, constantly active, relentless hard work. These are the key figures for our performances every 3 days. This is very, very nice because it's the basis for our victories, and it's another big one.
You made the change defensively, which you mentioned to give a bit more height in the back three, and that worked, didn't it? In terms of aerial bombardment, crosses coming in, it was something that we could deal with quite comfortably.
Yeah, we did this change today to have Andreas, Tony and Thiago to protect the goal and to have height for the long balls in the opening of the game, to have body and height against Souček, who is very, very strong when he arrives from midfield or when he arrives for the long balls from the goalkeeper. So that worked out very, very well. I'm happy because Andreas played again on his highest level after his injury in trust, in confidence, also in build-up, and very, very brave against the ball. Aspi suffered on the side. He had to play the whole side. And very happy. Worked out very well because we played a very strong first half. It was good.
You mentioned a couple of missed chances, but again, not particularly significant because the defence is just so solid, not offering up any chances. And once you've got that base, then everything else just follows from that, doesn't it? If you don't concede goals, you're not going to lose games.
Absolutely, and because we do this constantly, everybody truly believes that this can happen and that one goal can be enough. We don't have the feeling we should score 3-4 because you never know. And this is a strong feeling of self-confidence, but the guys, I think, know very, very well how hard it is to have clean sheets, and it's always a team effort. The strikers work hard and give a lot of intensity against the ball. They work very, very well in the structure, the whole team. They cover each other very well. So this is clearly a high quality defensive game that the team plays every 3 days, and I'm very, very happy about it.
You're the first coach in Chelsea history to go unbeaten in their first 10 away games. I know an away game is not an away game in the normal sense at the moment, but it's a really impressive statistic. You must be proud of it.
Yeah, I'm very proud. But as you say, maybe it's a bit easier now to play away because the supporters are missing, the home supporters who can play a crucial role in creating a momentum for the opponents and also putting pressure on referees and giving energy for the home team. That is a different thing. And but it's good that we can produce performances no matter where we play, and I'm very happy about this because this this is excellent in terms of for the real self-confidence that you don't need your home dressing room, your home pitch to be on your best level. We can do this. We did it in Bucharest. We did it in Sevilla. We do it here in Premier League, and this is very, very hard. But I didn't know that, and if it's like this, I'm very happy about it.
Finally, another big game to come on Tuesday. A massive game, in fact. This is where we want to be at this stage of the season, is it? Where every game feels like a critical one.
Yeah, absolutely. This is massive, and then semi-final in Champions League is massive, no doubt about it. And when you play against Real Madrid, you know that you arrive on the highest level in Champions League. You cannot get a more difficult team, because they are the team which ruled the Champions League in the last years with Zinedine Zidane. So a tough one, a very tough one. They are very experienced in semi-finals. We are very unexperienced in semi-finals. So let's see. I hope we can continue to play as brave as we do in the moment, and we can continue our adventure and play adventurous style of football, in attacking style. It is a bit of a problem that we have only 2 days in between the two matches. 3 would have been better. You see also clearly today that three games in between gives you another freshness. It gives you another capacity physically. But okay, it's like this, and we are excited, because to arrive with a crucial win now is the best way to prepare that match.
Best of luck for Tuesday. Well done today. Thanks, Thomas.
I mean, he loves it, doesn't he? You can see a little glint in his eye when he's talking about Champions League football as well, doesn't he? I mean, Jason's got his coat on, to be fair. I think Thomas Tuchel was ready to go for the game now, Zach. He seems energised. He seems buzzed for it, doesn't he? He just seems always ready.
Well, this is it. I mean, Real Madrid is a huge game, and he knows it. And in terms of competition, they have been very good against the big boys this year. They've faced Liverpool, a very good Liverpool side, and dealt with them in their own competition. Dealt with all the big boys too. But if there's one guy, at the moment with the way it's going, if there's one guy that's going to do them in, it looks like it's going to be Thomas Tuchel, his tactics and his team. I'm so excited, and I'm glad that he's buzzing for it as well.
Jace, first Chelsea manager to be unbeaten in his first 10 away games.
I heard that. I did hear that, yeah.
Some achievement, that. And again, it does seem like every record he's breaking at the moment. He's I suppose he's doing it quietly, really, isn't he? He's kind of going about his business. And, I mean, other than us, obviously, banging the drum and talking about it on a regular basis. But it does seem outside in. There's not too many people giving him the credit for the run and the sort of procedure that he's put in at Chelsea already.
Yeah, and that's fine. I don't, no one cares about whether he gets the credit or not. The West Brom game was, well, we all saw it. We know what happened there, the red card, and then with the formation change, and things just went to ruin completely. The only other game, of course, we lost is that semi-final. The quarter-final where the 1-0, which actually, when you think about it, we lost that game.
Yeah.
But we didn't. Like it doesn't feel like it, right? So
No.
Look, we're doing things right. In football, if you don't concede, you're never going to get beat. Right? I know it's a bit of a cliche, and I know it's stating the obvious, but we're a very difficult. I think over next season, we'll talk about this no doubt in the coming weeks. Next season, he'll be looking, I think, to change things up the other end of the pitch, to be a little bit more dominant, to be a little bit more clinical, to be a little bit more decisive, in that final third. So we don't have to always keep clean sheets, because you are going to concede goals. That's the nature of the game. That's how it works. You can't always expect to win games 1-0. You might have to score 2. You might have to. And we don't do that often enough. But so far, so good.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, boys, get a good rest tonight, because we've got a very busy week coming up on the Fifth Stand. Only after you watch the highlights of tonight's game, of course, on the Fifth Stand from around about midnight. So make sure you stay up for that. But tomorrow from 3:55, we'll have coverage of Emma Hayes' side taking on Bayern Munich in our Champions League semi-final first leg. Then it's Thomas Tuchel's turn in the hot seat, starting on Monday afternoon when he speaks to the press on Champions League duty. And then we go again. The Bernabeu is being renovated, so it's the Estadio Alfredo Di Stefano playing host for the first leg of our Champions League semi-final against Real Madrid. We'll have all the build-up and a very special guest for hopefully another very special European night, 6:50 on Matchday Live on Tuesday. So join us for that. So bragging rights and 3 points secured. Chelsea burst the Hammers bubble at the London Stadium. It's far from over, but it is a big step towards securing a top 4 place onto Tuesday and the small matter of Los Blancos. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.